just gave Carlos a light. Alright, so you guys hop on the airship and get flying back up. And Dell, behind the wheel, says, how was your venture? Hopefully successful?
We got what we needed.
I'm Scrippy. This is the wrecking crew you're asking. Flash and bash, we our goals.
As I plop Allran's
Imaginary
body
fourth
on
wall.
the
Oh, a victim of yours, I see.
No. He's the savior of light. You know, he's a good guy. Kind of like pat him on his head.
I see.
You think you can keep an eye on him for a little bit, buddy?
I mean, I don't think
he's
going
going
to go
anywhere.
anywhere.
You never know. I mean, he was recently possessed.
Oh, and you thought wise to bring him here.
Yeah,
don't worry,
I
we
am the
killed
smartest one in the
everything.
group.
We killed what possessed them, but watch out for him though. He's
Have
a
you
bit
been
stiff.
drinking?
I mean, don't we always drink?
Actually, we were all drinking, but a certain short fella couldn't handle his alcohol this time around.
Technically, I handled it really well. I should be dead.
Yeah, by the
Touche.
smell of it, I would agree. Nonetheless, where to now?
Back to Lylon.
Oh, certainly. He was heading down south, just turns the wheel. That'll be quick. Just kind of, you guys veer, doing a 180 real quick over the dark, swampy lands of the Mere of Dead Men. You guys continue flying up. About 15 minutes only is this travel until you guys are landing, hovering above Lylon. Of course, the dark city, as everything is still dark out here. And you guys would like to enter the city and enter Lathander's temple?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So, you guys walk through the dark, dirty streets of Lylon. Not as many people out trying to put together the buildings and the city as you guys have seen previously. A lot of people seem to be more recluse right now with the darkness lingering on. But you guys push on towards the bright beacon that is the Temple of Lathander in the center of town. And the doors open up wide and warm. And you guys see Marigold inside. She's kind of with a little bit of pep in her step as she sees you guys, comes running on up. Oh, wrecking crew, that was quite quick. Hopefully you bring good word.
Yeah, it was, I point to the door and in floats my my broom with Oldar just draped over it, just his dead rotting corpse. I go, I found your friend.
I'm sorry, who is this?
I did. This is the loud Olran, right? That's the guy that you wanted me to get for you.
This is Allran. Allran is still with us. I mean, clearly, he's not. But you need to elaborate. What is the meaning of this?
Well, we went down, you see, and got this, and I pull out the Dawn Shard. That's it. That's what it's called, right?
On soul.
The Dawn Soul. And you see, the darndest thing was happening. He was possessed by a demon, and I thought, he shouldn't be down there. And all of a sudden, you guys just hear, and I crack open another beer, and it's, he's here. So I think maybe he probably deserves a much better burial than a demon burial.
This is a lot. First off, please do not drink in here. I'd really appreciate that. A little bit more respect for our morning lord. But yes, I honestly, I'm very surprised to see him here, and thankful for you bringing him back to us, so that yes, we can give him a proper burial, as he deserves so much. But what is this you speak of a demon possessing him, and what is this?
He was fighting on behalf of the Lord of Bones, and And he was a little upset.
Huh. Wow. Well, when he went to the Mere of Dead Men, at least the legend says, that he went there and fought off the Black Dragon Ebon Death and killed him, and then, of course, went on and lost a Dawn Soul in that battle, and lost his life near after that, and perhaps those who followed Merkel saw the value in him and wanted him for themselves. It's a shame to see such brilliant light, such as himself, be turned into such darkness and shadowy ways.
That is true. Maybe we could clean him up a little bit. I think he deserves it, right?
Yes, certainly.
And it was weird too, because that dragon that he killed was back alive again. It was like everything in that little area was raised from the dead, so to speak. Him, the Bone Lord, the dragon, some other things.
See, it just kind of like shivers and goosebumps start popping up on her arms and back of her neck. The necromantic energy that just rides throughout the Mere of Dead Men is, well, it's unparalleled to anywhere else, and quite frankly, not a place where I dare to want to ever venture. But you all did a great thing in going in there and clearing out that darkness. And again, she just stares at the Dawn Soul, the radiant beauty of it. And I can't believe I can actually gaze upon this with my own eyes. I've only heard legends and stories of such beautiful crystal imbuing the powers of the sun within it.
Do you
Well,
think there's any way for us to bring back Oran?
I mean, of course, with the Dawnbringer, or the Morning Lord, rather, anything is possible, but we can certainly try, yes. I mean, it might take a very intense ritual and, many hours and practice to do, but we can certainly try, of course.
Well, that certainly makes me feel a little better about this situation. Nonetheless, we have the Dawn Soul, and
Yes. And with the Dawn Soul in hand, of course, leaves you guys to the third relic that you guys are in search of, correct?
that's right.
absolutely.
Well, as I mentioned, I don't have too much information on it myself, and the scribes and sages down in Candlekeep will be able to help you more. But from what I do know is that there's about 100 years ago at least, there was a renowned explorer named Alcazar. And Alcazar, he would go out in search of many sorts of treasures and various lands and whatnot. And he was in search of a nether scroll. And this nether scroll was in possession of a young wizard prince named Hamukai. And Hamukai was tasked with protecting this nether scroll from the Netherese wizards in Anarach. And for protecting this, the Temple of Lathander, we gifted him a holy symbol of Lathander to help him ward off any undead or evilness that may come his way.
Well, that certainly sounds quite nice.
Sounds pretty cool, but does this symbol look like?
It's a symbol that's typical to the symbol of Lathander. It's a sun, a gilded and silver sun.
And so is the Nether Scroll, is that what we're in search of when we go to Candlekeep?
When you go to Candlekeep, they are always in search of nether scrolls. They actually don't have any there, from what I understand, which is why I think Alcazar was maybe going in search of it himself, maybe to procure it and donate it to the vast libraries of Candlekeep. But what you'll go for and look for when you're at Candlekeep is any sort of writings about Alcazar and his adventures and his expeditions. Something that could give you any sorts of clues and info about where you could find Hamukai or the Nether Scroll. All I know is that it was somewhere where the land of Netheril once was, which is the barren desert wasteland, part of Anarok.
On a rock, isn't it? Isn't that way out east there?
It certainly is.
Isn't that kind of like squint my eyes because I'm like really, really hammered right now? Weren't we just in a desert, guys? Or was that like, oh,
Well, Anarok is massive. It is a humongous desert barren wastelands, and I'm certain you guys could have been in one area, but been thousands of miles away from another.
that is gonna be far though. We only got about a month. Kind of like, I guess we're inside, but I still look up to the ceiling.
Well, we could always use the storm giants to help us. But when we were here, not too long ago, you had mentioned something about obtaining a tome for the Candlekeep Library that they would not own. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Certainly. Yes, a entrance fee, if you will, to Candlekeep is quite different from various other institutions. They require just a single piece of written literature, tome, what have you, that they do not have in their vast library or vaults or shelves of all sorts of books that they have already.
And if we don't have something that they don't already have, is there a fee that we could pay monetarily, or do they just simply not accept us?
You'd have to take that up with the Master Sages of Candlekeep. It's not something I could say necessarily one way or the other myself, but I do know certainly that having a book or written piece of lore that they do not already have in their possession is a surefire way to be granted access and entrance.
And where is Candlekeep located?
It is south of Baldur's Gate. I may have misspoken before and said that it was north of there, but it is south.
Gotcha. Well, gents, it seems as if we gotta go to Candlekeep at this point.
Yes, it's from here. It's about a. Oh, you guys have mentioned you're traveling by airship, correct?
That's correct.
It's about a 7-day travel.
Oof.
7 days.
If you all are heading down to the Isles that you have mentioned before, it is on the way on down there. So, I know you may be worried about time, but it could work
Might
out
as
for you.
well. Might as well.
Work out well for me. Doesn't seem to be sentences that make sense during these times, but well, gents, you literally have no time to waste, huh?
That's right.
Well, I do implore, if you'd like, you can certainly stay here for the night. You seem a little bit, I don't want to say, Wilmer looks a little rough around the edges right now, and you all look like you could use some sleep.
Maybe I'm smooth. But we should probably get to the airship and at least sleep on the move, if you will.
Yeah, Marigold, we appreciate it, but time is of the essence with what is going on at this very moment.
I certainly understand, and not only I, but we here very much appreciate all that you've done, and I must say, I feel like with you all heading that far south and what you have at hand here, this may be one of the last times that get able to see you all for at least the near future. And with that, I do hope that the sun is shining bright once again.
MG, I assure you, you'll always shine bright. And I like throw up on the floor.
Wings
And then
your
I drink
fingers,
some of my beer.
prestidigitation over it, and just magically just flitters away and just kind of shakes her head and says, well, you know, it is quite late right now, and it's a little abnormal, but as I mentioned, this might be the last time we see you, and you could use a little extra blessing from Lathander. Would you all like to participate in a quick ritual with us?
I would love that.
Sure.
Certainly.
So, should just look at you and follow along here. We'll go make our way to the altar room. She turns around and begins walking up towards the north. And you guys get on in here. You guys see Findalai in one corner with a candle in her hand, illuminated bright. Merrick on the other side, and also holding a candle in his hands, glowing in here. And as you guys all walk in here, Solrak, you look over at him. You notice he's like kind of flexing his calves a little bit, just trying to show off his legs. And you guys then get on in here, and you make your way up, and Marigold would gesture for you guys to approach the altar. And you guys see
as I approach the altar, I'm also checking out to see if his calves actually got any bigger.
You know, in the last like 4 months since the last time you really checked it out, it's gotten maybe a little bit bigger. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit.
Okay. So then I'll do him after the ritual.
You guys see a elven man with long, flowing white hair that almost illuminates and glows, holding a book in front of him with the pages radiantly glowing this golden light. And as you guys make your way up to that holy altar, with the sky still dark outside, with the light glowing bright and warm in here, almost like the faint glow of the sun that can be seen on the horizon. Marigold leads you guys up here to the altar, and the priest, who's got this glow, gem that's glowing on his forehead as well. He stands up and he faces towards the east, the direction of the rising sun, and he leads you all in a prayer and meditation, encouraging you all to focus on the coming dawn and the power of the Morning Lord to defeat the darkness. And you feel a sense of calm and serenity wash over you as you contemplate the beauty of the world, basking in warm light all around you. He offers an invocation to Lathander, calling on his power to glory to bless you and guide you in your lives. And he then reaches down the altar and grabs a gilded bowl and with the liquid inside of it. There's holy water on this golden altar, and he grabs some of it and he sprinkles it on you, symbolizing your commitment to faith and willingness to serve the Morning Lord. And the altar and the symbol on his forehead, they all begin to glow bright. This radiant light of energy of Lathander, just symbolizing a bond and blessing made upon you. And as the ceremony comes to a close in the ritual, he hands each of you a small symbol of Lathander. He goes up to the altar and grabs a small sun. And he reminds you, as he places inside of each one of your guys' palms, this is your pledge to serve Lathander. Wear the symbol as a sign of your devotion, and the Morning Lord will always shine upon you. And as he hands each one of that, you guys can feel this warmness just kind of pulse through your palms and up through your forearms and into your chest. You feel like your heart is just about to burst out of its chest. It's filled with so much light right now. And he closes the tome, kind of just tucks it under his arm real quick, and gives you all a nod as that gem fades away from his forehead.
Whoa. I haven't felt strength that intense. As I look over at those calves, man, and I just completely turn over, like, look at you! Someone's been working leg day, huh?
I didn't think you'd notice, but I'm glad you did.
Oh, notice? How can we not notice? Look at this guy being modest over here.
Turn your attention back to the Morning Lord. He deserves it more than me right now, but I appreciate it.
Hey, good.
Takes a true man not to skip leg day.
Never skip leg day.
Good morning, Lord.
I'm just shaking. I'm just shaking my head, knowing that I've taken so much time, practice, and energy to focus on the specifically the Tome of the Morning Lord, and seeing Solrak react like that after that little prayer and ritual that we just had, it's quite frankly disgusting. So I just shake my head in disgust, but nonetheless, I maintain composed and continue on giving my undivided attention to the Morning Lord.
Marigold would push the door open, letting you guys see the bright open chamber beyond, and says, well, I know that there's not much time. We don't have time to waste, so appreciate you all very much, and please do anything you can to eradicate this darkness and bring the light back to Faerun once again.
Guarantee it. We'll meet our goal. I try.
Very well,
And
Solrak.
I whisper into Marigold's ear. I apologize for my two friends, Jansen being a little inebriated and Solrak displaying some disrespect after the ritual. I know they mean better than that, but I thought that was quite beautiful, and I'd like to give a little donation to the temple, as well as mainly for the light of the Morning Lord. And so I hand her 10 gold.
Thank you. Your devotion and dedication to the Morning Lord is apparent and very much respected and appreciated. I understand, she kind of looks over at Solrak and Wilmore and kind of just laughs and shakes her head. It's quite impressive what the three of you are capable of doing together. You do make a motley crew, if I may say so, but one that I'm very proud and happy to have on my side.
Motley Crew, that would probably be our second name next to the Wrecking Crew, but I totally agree. We managed to get the job done. Thank you again for everything, and hopefully this isn't the last time our paths cross.
Certainly, Fang. I'm as certain that it will not be, but go on now. I know that the darkness will not succeed until you all do what it needs to be done.
Let's move out, gents. Gotta get to Candlekeep.
To the keep of the candle.
Way out. Yeah. Out to the Morning Lord, but then I look over to the apps and I say, working on those. A double-eyed wink.
He's holding the candle, he gives you a wink back and kind of flexes it. He stands up on his tippy toes and just flexes them hard.
And away we go.
And away you go indeed, back out the streets of Lylon and over to the airship just outside of town waiting for you. You guys begin to board it. Up you go. Dell behind the wheel. Well, where to now, gentlemen?
Well, gentlemen, if we're going south, I think maybe we stop at Waterdeep real quick and spend some of this money, honey.
We've got to make it fast.
We can stop by, load up, and then make our way down to Candlekeep here.
Yeah. I think we got time for one more shopping spree.
Agree. We could
And
definitely
everyone's
need
noticed since we left,
health
I'm
potions.
dragging ass because I'm actually weighed down by all the gold I have.
Gents, 7 days on this airship. Think about it. All the silver I could grind in 7 days.
Oh, here we go.
I would suggest you might want to like invest in a mortar and pestle. So maybe you could grind a little better, if you will.
I use I use a rock.
Yeah, that is
Torek
you know what?
gave
That
me.
is so much better than
Yes, that
precise
is
instruments to
technology
do your
at its
task,
finest.
my
I see.
friend.
I guess if we are gonna go shopping in Waterdeep, I might as
I
well
mean,
look for a
Guys,
mortar
guys, we don't even
or a
need to search for
grinder.
the third object. Fang has a rock. Oh!
he has the Rock of Dawn.
Well, it's gotten the job done for this long.
But you could do. Imagine. Let me put it this way, and I put my arm around him. You love grinding silver, right? If you grind like 2 or 3 times as much, same time.
Well, how about this? Instead of you sitting on your thumb all day, maybe you helped me.
I don't want to.
You know
Yeah.
what else would be a good idea? Like
Just shut your mouth.
grind some copper next to it, and then you can cut the silver with a little bit of copper, so you'll have more. But you just get less
I see
potent.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
You're saying lace the silver with copper.
I'm not saying
You're cutting it.
anything.
You're making your product last longer. It's what everybody. Never mind. I don't want to get into the.
My,
Do
I'm not,
things to survive.
I'm not gonna entertain that idea. Maybe I can find something that'll help with the grinding in Waterdeep when we go shopping.
Yay! To be fair, I'm very happy he's a purist. I knew I liked him. I'm gonna go pass the fuck out. I go pass the fuck out.
All right, Del, to Waterdeep first. About how long you think?
Waterdeep should be just about a day, maybe a little bit less.
1 full day of grinding silver. Excellent. And while we're there, we can, load up on some more profits at the Wrecking Crew.
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
All
Like
right.
profits. Says that, gents. For me
That's
to
it.
go.
Yep. Let's hit the hay, gents.
Okay. So you guys decide to hit the hay. Go into your chambers.
Before I go to bed, just because I'm not gonna need him, I'm gonna Griffey turn back into a figure.
Love it. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Fang, can you see?
I can see.
There we go. Alright.
Whoa.
So you guys all make your way over to your individual rooms, and of course, tuck away for the night, hoping to get a nice long rest. Anything that you guys do before you go to sleep or anything?
I am beat for this first time in a while. Those crazy adventures, so I'm sleeping like a baby.
Totally.
And Dawnbringer, though, kind of shines like a nightlight a little bit, even though it's it's pitch black in the room, but there's like a little nightlight, so it's like a calming, glowing peat.
I like it. Alright, if there's nothing anyone really needs to get done then we all get to rest, take a long rest, and you guys wake up in the morning feeling a bit rejuvenated, feeling good, and not too far from Waterdeep, so sure there's nothing really you guys need to do during the day, right? If there's nothing you guys need to do at night, so you guys just make your way down to Waterdeep then. No troubles. It's pretty dark out still, of course. The sun blocked out beyond some black clouds and not even apparent if it's existing up in the atmosphere at all or not. With the darkness lingering on, though, you guys keep on sailing down south, down the Sword Coast. And in the early afternoon, or mid-afternoon, you guys make it down to Waterdeep nice and safely. So where to first as you guys get down there?
Gents,
think
I
maybe
would
first-
say,
Go ahead.
yeah, to gather some money from the tavern.
My man, first thing he wants to do is go to the bar.
No. I simply just want to get money consolidate. Why
I'm
consolidate?
get a
and-
nice cold drink.
The
And I
bar, gentlemen. We just start skipping to the bar.
keep-
Only if it's that golden gob. That stuff is delicious.
That is fantastic. I hope he got some.
Buy more. Yeah, we can buy more.
We're gonna have to tell Zeke to just buy all the golden gold he can get his little grimy little hands on.
These guys walk through the busy streets of Waterdeep. People, I say busy, but it's relatively less busy than it typically is. Still people about in the streets and living their normal lives and going about to shop and walking around with each other, children in hand, or just taking a stroll around the city. But of course, the darkness that looms overhead seems to just bring this gloominess to the land and to the area, as people just seem to, be watching over their shoulders or down at their feet and kind of hold it in close to one another, and not so much like frolicking around and having like a joyous time. It definitely seems more shuttered in currently. But you guys make your way up into the North Ward through Troll Skull Alley and up to the Wrecking Crew Ale House. And you guys make your way inside, of course. You see, it's looking nice in here. Zeke's behind the bar, chatting it up with everyone, pouring some drinks. Most of the tables seem to be full. We got even a bard in here playing some tunes in the corner with a lute, and just kind of bringing this other kind of joyous feel in here compared to the way the outside feels. Everyone in here seems to be a little bit more warmer and more community-like. But yeah, you get in here, Ezekiel says, Wrecking Crew! It's good to see y'all! Guys, this is the Wrecking Crew! And everyone kind of looks up to the Wrecking Crew!
I muttered to
I
myself,
like it.
this is too nice.
I love it. How about 3 rounds so we can celebrate with you guys, huh?
You see the taps behind him. All 3 of them begin to magically, just by themselves, begin to be tapped and start flowing some liquid. And 3 mugs go flying underneath them. And you see, shimmering out into perspective, the ghost man with the slick back hair and the black mustache, wearing a black vest, holding them in his hands, and just goes flying through Zeke's body into your guys' direction, plops him down on the bar in front of you. Gentlemen, welcome back. And he vanishes again.
I did miss this place.
Jinx, you owe me a drink.
Okay, this one's on me.
Zeke,
And I flick a platinum to Zeke.
he grabs it and throws it behind him real quick, and then he hops over the bar, saying, 1 minute, guys, and slides over the counter. And he just wraps his arms around Fang's leg real quick and gives him a big hug, and then goes over to Solrak and does that to you. And then Wilmore goes up to you and just pats you on the head, too. How you doing, little buddy?
I look at him square in the eyes and go, doing real good! And I cast Mage Hand to pull the platinum out of his back pocket.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Da-da-da.
It's got to be 19.
Jesus.
He feels that slide out of his hand or out of his back pocket and watches as it glides over his shoulder and back into your hands. And says, you tricky little Wilmore, you. It's good to see you guys. What brings you back to Waterdeep? Huh? Must be this great weather we're having.
Well,
Money.
thought we'd load up on supplies, get a couple of our profits, and we get some of those golden gold bales if you.
Golden Gull bales. No, the last time you were here, you told me to get the soul racks on the menu. That's been our main thing.
Yes,
That's a good point. That is a Wrecking Crew staple. Not that I would
I
know.
mean, you can have both. You don't have to get rid of the soul racks ever.
I don't know anything about
Wait, how have profits been since soul racks have been the it item?
Well, I have to tell you, you might have noticed, he kind of gestures around, kind of redid the place a little bit, took some of the profits and reinvested, got a new fireplace, redid the walls, the lighting, yada, yada, yada. But, profits have been good. Soul Rex have been selling. I can't complain.
I like it.
Yep.
To know.
Speaking of, go on.
Oh, last time you guys were here, you told me to keep my eye out on things, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
we
right.
did, my little friend.
And
Well, you know me, I've been going down to the docks, just trying to go down there and do a little bit of fishing and scoping around, seeing what I can find. And, no one's been coming in here, so leaving down to the sketchiest areas down by the docks. And I'll go down there once or twice a week when I got some free time and cast a line or two. And sometimes I get some nibbles, sometimes I don't. But one day I was packing it up, throwing everything back in my tackle box, and about to call it a day when I caught an eye on some of those Zentaries. What do you call them? The
Yeah, the Zentarums.
Oh yeah, them. Some of the guys in the black garb and everything.
Mm-hmm. The creepy ones.
That's them.
oh,
Yeah, no, I saw them. They were getting on a ship and saw them. It's probably at least there's four of them. At least that I saw carrying these large wooden boxes up onto the ships.
boxes. Big would you say these boxes were here?
Probably a little bit taller than you, Solrak. Yeah, I'd say about a little bit wider than you too.
How
think
long ago was
maybe it
this?
Oh, this was a couple weeks ago.
Do you think maybe Ducian was being held inside, gents?
If it's about the size of Solrak,
Yeah.
it could have been a keg. A Deucium.
He is kind of keg shaped, isn't he?
Hey, watch it, little Zeke. It does sound like this would be Shim.
And did you happen to see where the ship went? Or is it still there?
Yeah, idea.
Well, I saw the ship. I went out and I saw them taking off, and there's some sort of a guy on the front of the ship too. Had some sort of staff in his hands. Regardless, I was watching the ship, and it was starting to take off, and I started fumbling around my tackle box trying to find my gear and get out my spyglass real quick so I could look at it and try to catch it where it was going direction. It was heading out west into the sea, and I went out there and I tried to pull out my spyglass, and as I did, clumsy me, it dropped in the water. But as soon as I went to look back up, and the ship was gone.
Mention a guy with a staff in the front. What did this guy look like here?
He was wearing some sort of like red cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Hair. Hair?
Well, yeah, he kind of looked a little emaciated, if you ask me.
He was probably heading to the Isles.
Well, if it disappeared that quick, it could have also just teleported.
I suppose that's a good point as well. Yet.
I don't know. It was there. I went to look for it. Clumsy, I just dropped the spyglass, and then when I looked up, it was gone.
Okay, it's okay. It's your fault. That's great information. Could you maybe show us where it was the ship? Perhaps we can gather some clues here.
Yeah, certainly. If you just go down to Dock Street, down in the dock ward, it's the main street down there. It was on the eastern docks.
If they were down there before, they might be down there now, and maybe we can shake one of the Xantarum loose if we really want to get some information.
That's right, and maybe there'll be some leftover clues. If it is Ducium, it'll be hard to contain all of that without leaving just a trace behind. So
I did see the name of the ship.
ooh, little Z, you genius. What's the ship called?
It's called the Nightshade.
The Nightshade.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool name. Bad guys are very clever. Cool.
And just like a normal ship.
Yeah, just standard kind of wooden vessel of sorts.
Gotcha. Gents, I mean, I know we're having a great time and all, but I don't think we should really be dilly-dallying too much. I say we finish our
Well,
story.
Yes, little Z, with in mind. Were there any profits you wanted to share with us?
Oh,
Spence?
yes, certainly. Let me go back there and go grab what you guys are owed for the month. As I said, they kind of spent a lot on redoing the place and
Oh,
investing
it's
and
okay.
whatnot. But yeah,
Looks great.
be right back.
We can
Thank you.
get and maybe one to go.
It's all right, guys. As many as you want, buddy. Yeah, he goes, runs back real quick, pushes open the kitchen door, and he's gone in just a moment. Comes back with a satchel for you guys and tosses it over the bar towards Fang. And like I said, it's not much, but 600 gold pieces for you.
200
Not
piece.
bad at all. You did a great job at the place, and we got this much. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Logan.
Yeah, it's been going well, and I got more ideas, and he's got ideas too. He's been going down to the docks and doing a little bit of fishing as well, and he's got some new recipes and got some ideas for the place that we want to really spruce it up and make it our own.
When he said food, my stomach grumbled and said, "Hey, how about eating these awful rations for the last few days? How about a little bag or something?"
I got you guys something for the road. Don't worry.
I kind of chirp up to the guys and go, if we want some food, maybe we go check in on Dernan, and maybe he might have some information about the Nightshade.
Yes, but I hate these rations, so I'm definitely still gonna take whatever they give me.
Just kind of taps
Two
his
dinners is
belly.
never
Of
wrong.
course you do, my friend.
I like that
Amazing.
idea there, Chaddington.
But
It's very
but
smart.
on the way though, we should get some shopping in.
Oh,
course.
I would love
yeah.
to go to the apothecary, and the potion shop.
And if there's a bank that we could maybe cash in some of this gold for platinum for.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess if we go to those shops, we could probably get rid of most of the gold that we have.
You guys were looking for a place to sell a bunch of stuff too, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
We were going to sell all that jazz.
Cool.
Where was it? Blue pile I put it in.
Yeah. Zeke would let you guys know. There's a shop over just at the edge of the North Ward, kind of where the castle and North Ward meet, called Timeless Treasures Exchange, where they have all sorts of junk in there and stuff. You guys can definitely offload whatever you need over there, I'm sure.
That sounds fantastic. Let's just
Yep.
head over there, sell, and see if we can get any goodies.
Thanks, Zeke. You've been doing a great job with the place.
Oh, thank you. I try, certainly try. It's great seeing you guys, and don't be strangers. And everyone, one last to the wrecking crew. And everyone turns around and looks at you guys. To the wrecking crew, and holds up their mugs and sloshes over the top of it, pouring down to the floor. You guys make your way out, back to Troll Skull Alley.
It never gets old, guys. Never gets old.
The crowd's like cheering for us. Like, oh, love you guys. Yeah.
All right, where to first?
Let's go sell everything, and then we can go potion magic shop, I guess.
Okay. So you guys are looking around for this shop. Then let's go ahead and roll a survival. Whoever's doing this, see how long it takes you guys to find it. You guys can all, if you're all looking, you can all roll.
Oh yeah, 22.
19.
Eat it.
Waiting for a 23. All right. No, not bad at all, though. Fang and Solrak, you guys are kind of leading the way. Wilmore is just taking a moment to look at every single shop, and he kind of peeks into each one and is like looking at what every single one of them has. And you guys are, come the fuck on, let's go. And finally, you guys get to like the end of the street, and it's not far away from where the tavern is. You guys see a shop with all sorts of junk and baubles and things inside of it called Timeless Treasures. And you guys make your way inside to see a gnomish man with kind of wild curly hair and mustache and beard. Very like thick kind of like gnome, and his hair is just all sorts of wild and these mass curls, and he's got these pair of goggles on his forehead, and he pulls them down over top of his eyes as everyone walks in here. And he starts like tinkering on something real quick, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, well, we have guests. Welcome to Timeless Treasures Exchange. I'm Bimplesniff Ilzimmer. You can call me Bim for short. How can I help you?"
Oh, I have some items here that we'd like to put in or sell.
"Oh, please, I'd love to take a gander at what you have." And you see him kind of like rub his hands together and wiggle his fingers. "Show me, please."
I just start
Where
dumping
do we
like
begin?
everything on the floor, like everything I have, and then I just start putting like one or two things on the on the on the desk. I was like, this one, and I put up the like +3 +3 armor and all the other things that I examined.
Put everything, right? That you put in that
All the
little
things
pile
that I
thing?
mentioned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's a couple things that I added to.
I think I probably got them.
Except for the claw,
Sentinel,
the
Great Axe, and Boots of Speed, and Common Rapier, and Rocking Horse of Blue Quartz Eyes. Alright, so, you kind of start dumping all this out, and you see it gets a little bit taller for a moment, and Fang and Silrak, you guys notice he stands like on a stepping stool behind the counter as he's looking at everything. "My God, this is impressive! Quite impressive! You must be some adventurers to come across all this. Or maybe you're good at looting and robbing bodies."
Well, only one of us is, and I point to Fang.
My hands
I
get
point to
sticky.
Fang too.
"Well, this one over here, this reminds me of this great invention I once made, but I will get too sidetracked if I go off on that. You're interested in selling all of this?"
Neither that or maybe a trade if you have anything fun, but let's start off with pricing.
I'm
Well,
gonna take out one last thing from my inventory that I forgot. The great sword of wounding, and I stab it on the ground. Puh! So I'd like to throw that in there.
So Wilmore puts all this stuff on the table, Fang puts all this shit on the table, and then Solrod puts one sword on top of it. It's just big value. Right on there.
well, the possibilities. It's going to take me quite a moment to go through this, see what's trash and which gold and which I can take here and which can be sold. But let me take a moment to examine this. And you see he flicks off another lens on his goggles, and he's examining it all and looking it over. And you guys in here, you guys see this shop. It's got all sorts of like different gems in here and different like kind of artifacts and art pieces, and nothing in here seems to be like necessarily like a magic item or anything, but a lot of it in here seems to be like very like kind of collectible art pieces, like like the rocking horse that you guys have found, or like the marionette set or anything like that.
Random crap.
Yes.
Got it. Then I'm going to be very curious about his pricing for the like chainmail and glaive and the kind of like magic items.
Okay, certainly.
Sweet sword.
You guys are all looking around for maybe like 30 minutes and stuff, and like trying not to knock anything over off the shelves. They're all kind of stacked precariously on top of one another, and a lot of things have like a thick layer of dust on top of them. Some things, maybe are not so like uncommon to be seen or anything. You just do see like like a rusty javelin here, like a sword that has a couple of notches in it. But yeah, he gets everything together and he rings a bell as you guys are all gathering around and says, "Gentlemen, I have an appraisal for you. I have a price for you. So as I mentioned, this is quite an assortment of goods and the possibilities. I can see they're endless, but you do require a gold piece amount, and I understand that. Or would you like platinum? I can do platinum too.
Platinum
would
preferred.
be later, yeah.
Okay, for platinum pieces, altogether we could do 1,500 for this.
1,500 platinum.
For everything,
Platinum
yes.
pieces.
That's 15,000 gold pieces.
Oh, I look over at everyone. My eyes just go wide. And I just start imagining in my head like all the Sorlags I can order and like all like the food and like oh, it's a good day.
Don't take too long to think about it. The offer is on the table.
Sounds like a
Over.
deal to me, gentlemen. I do like the
Yeah,
whole.
we're obviously gonna take this, right?
Gents, if there's one thing I have ever learned, it's you never accept the first deal. Maybe we try and get 1600.
Taught you that in preschool? What?
1600.
He looks at you, kind of squints his eyes, twirls his mustache a bit.
We know we have some quality stuff here, my good sir. What would you say if we could get? We were looking for 1,600 platinum.
1,600 platinum.
We cast Bardic Inspiration. You know what? I really think that is a good number. I'm gonna just cast Bardic Inspiration on him just in case.
It's my favorite number, just so you know.
Just kind of like looking over. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Fang. You see him, he's like got all these eyes on him looking around and like he's kind of like on the spot.
Oh wait, Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah,
Is it a,
Add the 10 on
is
it.
it
D10.
Is
D10.
it a D10? Oh, come on. 8 plus... Come on, give me 10. 5, 13. Ugh.
13. Oh! What the heck? 1,600. That's fine.
Hey!
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
my good sir.
You can actually have the extra platinum then, I think. I think that's a fair deal. You can have 534.
This worth your hustling there.
Thank you, thank you.
And you
And
get
as he goes with
500.
your hustle, I just mutter
Yeah.
to myself. My magical inspiration.
Well,
Before we leave, I'm just gonna do a quick pass with my compass out. Just do a quick detect magic in the area.
sure thing.
Me and you get 500 platinum, right? Wilmore?
We get 533 because it's 1600 now.
You give a glance through with your compass, and it's going off on all the gear that you have just dropped off. A couple of different assortment types of schools of magic. You do seem to find it's pinging towards a couple of there's shelves behind him of different colored gemstones, and it seems to be pinging towards one of the like bins of red gemstones.
Can I sort through there and see if I notice anything different? Like how many's in there?
It's like, if you like back in the day, if you were gonna go to like a store and look through like Pogs or whatever, it's like
It's
a
just
bin
a
like
bunch
that.
of red.
Yeah, exactly.
Do any of them look different, or they all look exactly the same?
Go ahead and give me an investigation roll. 18. Let's see. Yeah, you with an 18, I would say that one of them faintly seems to have like some sort of like gilded etchings on it of like a rune.
I'm gonna pick that up and like two others, and I'm just gonna go, buddy. How much for the rocks?
Oh, their assortment, different cuts, different prices, but typically, let's see, it looks like a ruby there. It's 50 gold pieces.
50 gold pieces for the 3?
Oh, for the
Or just
3,
for
all
one?
3 of them. No, 150.
Oh, okay, then just for one. I drop the other 2, take the etching one, and I flick them 5 platinum. Right? That's yeah, it'd be 5 platinum,
Yeah.
right?
Make make a deception check. It has to be to 17.
That'll be a 17.
There you go. Yeah, as you just kind of toss the other 2 stones back into the bin, grab the other one and tuck it away real quick, hand them the platinum piece, and well, it's a pleasure doing business with you all. Run along. I got some pricing to do now and sorting to do on the shelves. Gotta find some space for some of this.
You're welcome.
Very nice. That was a nat 20. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. On the deception roll.
Love
Big
it.
nat 20.
Love it. Awesome. So you guys make your way out of here then, and where to now?
To the stores.
To do some shopping.
Magic
shop.
store, potion store, apothecary. Is there a J. Crew?
He would hear you like saying like oh, it sounds like you want the Arcane Emporium.
I do remember that place.
Yes,
With old Frank. I start walking away.
it's this Vespera Stormweaver, but yes, sure. Go find it. Toodaloo.
Thank you for your services.
Yes, thank you for your goods.
I'm really looking at that ruby that I got.
Yeah, go ahead and make a Arcana check.
With advantage. 18.
18, nice, not bad. You look over at it, and you swear that Sorak actually has one of these. Also, you've seen him collect one of these before, and the power that it has in it. And you kind of like look at it, and you see that there's like almost an energy raging inside of it, like it wants to escape, and like a flaming energy just bouncing off within the walls in there. And this is a red corundum, which has a fire elemental inside of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can use it one time.
Corundum? How do I spell that?
Corundum.
Here, I actually have one, so I'll send it to the.
Cool. Gravy.
Okay, magic shop. You guys are all looking. Go ahead and make a survival check. See how long it takes.
14.
13.
10. All right. You guys wander.
I'm
through the
really
street-
screwing up
Yeah,
these.
You guys wander the streets for a while. In the North Ward, down to the Castle Ward. You make your way over to the Sea Ward, and then down to the Dock Ward, and then back up to the Castle Ward. And finally, you're roaming around the streets in the Castle Ward. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later. Waterdeep's a big city. You have to walk around a while. It does take you a bit of time to find some places. And until finally you see a place with these big circular windows, and inside of it there's all these different colored orbs hanging from the ceiling and radiating this different colors and refracting specks of light from them. And you see the shelves in there lined with all sorts of different kind of potions and liquids inside of glass vials, and all sorts of crystals and other magic items. And it's a sign that says Timeless Treasures. Or, I'm sorry, Arcane Emporium. Timeless Treasures, just where you just were.
Is this the same place where Enchanting got in an argument with the guy?
No, you guys have never been here. Is it just black right now for you guys?
No,
No,
I
it's
see a
a,
cool
it's
store.
a shop with a person in it.
Okay. It's black on my player screen. But yeah, you guys get on in here, and you see this middle-aged woman with a sharp, angular face and piercing blue eyes that just seem to almost like bore into your soul. She just stares at you guys intently as you guys walk in there. She's tall and slender, with this long silver hair that's kind of pulled up tight behind her back and over her head, and her skin is pale and unblemished, as if completely untouched by the sun. And she looks at you guys and says, welcome you all to the Arcane Emporium. The name is Vespera. May I help you?
Lady, are looking to buy some of your finest items, as a matter of fact. We show me perhaps your healing potions.
Certainly. We have a wide assortment of potions and all sorts of magical arcane items in here. She would go around and start gesturing around, and I just sent in our Discord a link to a magic shop. You guys can see what she has inside.
Oh, that's amazing.
I appreciate that.
Of course. This guy's can take a gander real quick, and she just kind of watches you guys as you guys look around at each thing in here. For the different potions that are in here, I'll just roll to see how many are in here, because she doesn't just have like an infinite amount, of course, of each one, but
I'll take 1,000 healing.
yes.
Well,
And the shop is rather impressive, as well as mentioned as you guys were looking in the window. All sorts of different like crystal orbs and different spell components hanging around in different places. And you look in one corner and there's purple light reflecting over there. You look in another, there's a rainbow being reflected from a crystal prism in another place. All sorts of different like fairy fire lights illuminating different corners of this place and just giving it this like very ethereal magical sense in here. And biggest magic shop you guys have probably been into altogether.
oh, it's quite amazing, my lady.
Thank you.
I have
Yes.
like genuine awe.
It's been in the
But
family
yeah.
for years and years.
Yeah, potions of supreme healing do you have available?
Ooh, that's quite a rare one. Takes a decent amount of expensive materials to create and time as a ritual. It looks like just the 4 that we have on that shelf there.
Okay, well, how about each one? Paper, scissors for the 4th. We keep the 4th for a special emergency.
I like that idea.
So we'll each buy
Roll a 4 on the D4.
our own potion of supreme healing and split the 4th one.
Well, I think first, let's let's be honest here.
Yeah, whatever else.
Can we just take the lot of the healing potions?
Excuse me, you want to buy out all of the healing potions we have?
Well, how many do you have? How many
Well,
greater healings and regular healings do you have? You said you got the 4 supremes, was it?
Yes, 4 supremes. There's seems to be 4 superiors as well. The graders, looks like we have 6 remaining in stock, and for a regular one, looks like we have 8 in stock.
I think we'll take all that. Let me see here. How much was that? You
So
said
it's 4 for
4 superiors times 4 plus. Or I'm sorry, 4 supremes. How many superiors?
4 as well.
4 of them.
6 greater.
How many
Eight
graders you
right
have?
there.
6 plus
Yes,
6 times
6 and 8.
150 plus 8 times 50. So 6880. That sounds about right to me, gentlemen.
Do you have any potions of invulnerability?
Go roll a d20. If it's a 17 to 20, she does.
Just a flat roll.
Yeah, just a flat roll.
Ooh, no dice.
I'm sorry. It seems like we are fresh out at the moment.
What about potions of speed?
Make that roll again. I have to dig around in the back for you.
11.
Yeah, let's see. I could perhaps. Maybe. Nah, I was gonna say call upon one of my friends to see if we had any, but I think times are tough these days, and
Quite
fortunately,
all right.
don't think
Quite
we
all
have
right.
one.
I totally understand. What is your favorite potion or crystal that you have here?
Oh, that is a great question.
Or I guess give me your top 3 if that's too difficult.
Hmm. Well, of course, for potions, for what we have in stock currently, I would say you have probably bought all the supreme ones, which is probably my favorite and best to be used. Of course, that'll heal you up the most. Um, I'm looking over here right now. It doesn't have much as far as other types of potions. Let me go ahead and just generate you guys one more quick one real quick and see if it comes up with something better. But she would, as far as like the other items and stuff goes, I'm personally partial to scrolls, of course. Perhaps you may have some spells prepared on your own, but you need something in dire need, and a spell scroll could help you out with that certain situation.
What scrolls do you have then?
Let's see, they're down at the bottom. Um, we have a scroll of command, expeditious retreat, fog cloud, friends, inflict wounds, investiture of stone, mold earth, pass without a trace, which of course is a great one if you're trying to be stealthy, plane shift, and sanctuary. Yeah, my other one didn't pop up any other potions actually, so.
Okay, gents. I'm gonna take a gander at these scrolls.
Yes, not sure what kind of encounters or circumstances you get yourselves into, but as I mentioned, that pass without a trace one can be quite handy. Helps, mask you and your companions from certain detection.
You said, I'm sorry, pass without a trace?
Correct.
How much would that run?
Just 240 gold pieces.
We'll add that. And I'm gonna continue to look.
Certainly.
And I look at her. This is a pretty amazing stock you have, but was once this arrow. I was only able to find one of. Been very handy. Called an arrow of sleep. You heard of such arrow?
It sounds like, excuse me, a common arrow, perhaps with enchanted with some sort of sleep spell or something like that.
Something along the line. Of the sort.
I unfortunately have not had one of those come across our shop or have made one myself, but nonetheless, it doesn't mean that can't procure one for you possibly. Where did you happen to come across one before?
Oh, some time. Let me think. This.
No, I mean it sounds like if it was gifted to you or given to you, and perhaps that they were a practitioner themselves and something that they personally created for themselves.
That's right. It was gifted to me. It wasn't something I bought.
Yes, that sounds like such an uncommon, a very rare kind of magical item.
Oh, it was badass. Took down a rock with it.
You don't say.
Oh, I say. Things Really, I think was up in the air, and Charrington was on there grabbing on like, "Yeah, my God!" And I was like, "Wham!" And a baby just went right on down. It was one of the happiest days of my life, to be honest.
That sounds like quite the story.
Seen this thing. You should have seen his face, and I point to Charrington again. He was like, "Ah, I'm gonna die!"
You look at me, and I'm just staring dead eye at this like scepter that's up on the wall, like above everything, and it's just shining, and I'm just standing there drooling at it. I'm just like, how much is that? And I point to the rod of alertness.
Whew, you have quite exquisite and expensive taste, I see. That one is 25,000 gold pieces.
I go 20,000 gold pieces, and I cast suggestion.
Okay. What's the save?
It is 17.
Yeah, she would succeed. I rolled a 15 on the dice, and she definitely has at least a +2. She being a very experienced practitioner in magic, kind of just wiggles up her nose up at you and shakes her head. Do not try that in my shop ever again.
I look her and go, fair enough. 25,000. I'll take it.
25,000 it is. Please hand over that gold, or platinum if you will. And over at the exchange at Timeless Treasures, you guys could exchange gold for platinum there too. So you guys can take care of that.
So, how much was it for the potions again?
It was
So
68.
the potion is 68.80, so it's 23.93 a person. Or I'm sorry, 22.93 a person. Assuming we're all game with that. Otherwise, we can do something else.
I'm down with that.
And Miss,
Send
do
the
you,
breakdown.
do you have a potion of? I'm sorry, not a
Two.
potion. A scroll of soul cage.
Oh, I don't think we have one of those around here. It's not a spell that myself have really ever practiced.
So, for the Rod of Alertness, 2,300 platinum, 2,000 gold. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Alright. Done.
Luke, go ahead and roll another d20. Same percentage chance.
14.
Yeah, she goes and looks through all the scrolls for you. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a soul cage in here.
All right. I'm sorry. You said you had pass without. I've already added pass without trace, correct?
That was, I believe so. Yeah, I have written down 240 on my.
Yep.
notes,
And
yeah.
then
Oh wait, soul cage.
scroll-
No, it's on this sheet. I'm sorry, I didn't see that it was on there. Yeah, she has one.
Okay.
Yeah, 2,500.
You got fucking soul cage on there? Jeez.
Add that.
You want that? It's
Yeah.
it's a one-time use thing, you know, right?
Yeah, we'll add it.
Okay.
Actually. Oh. All right. Actually, instead of that, plane shift.
Okay. That was on my other one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 5,100 for that.
Yep.
By the way, for the quote unquote emergency healing ones, there's going to be one supreme, one superior, and two regulars. So, Chaddington and Fang, you guys want to put a supreme and a superior in your inventory, and I'll take the two regulars.
Yeah. That's cool with me.
So-
Luke, just so you know,
so-
when you go to cast this spell scroll, you will, because it's a level 7 higher than what you can cast typically, you will have to roll for it, and it might, not work. Just
All right.
something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a bardic inspiration, or yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I can also
Alright.
like help him read it, right?
Maybe.
Well, yeah.
All right. I think that's good.
All right. So Wilmer's got a rod of alertness now.
Yep. Hold on.
I was
So
gonna suggest someone to grab that.
yeah. So we each get one superior, one supreme.
greater.
There was 6 graders, so we each get 2 graders. Where's the grader? 1. I'm gonna go back, and then we each get 2
Two of the
regulars.
regular ones. And then
And
one
then
of
you
you
hold
I
the
put-
extra regular.
I held the 2 extra regulars, so just one of you guys decide who's taking the supreme, and one of you guys decide who's
Well,
taking
now
the superior.
let me hold the regulars, because I usually don't get hurt that often.
Okay.
How
So,
many? We all get 2 graders.
2 graders.
And then one of the supremes, one superior.
Yep. And
Yeah, we just got another supreme at the thing, so I got 2 supremes, 1 superior, 2 graders. And oh man, I got
Fang, you
so-
hold on to that extra heat supreme, and I'll take the superior.
this is 2 graders.
Alright. So,
Wait, so I'm getting 2 supremes and 0 superiors. Is that what you're saying?
No. You would still get your. There's 4 supremes and there's 4 superiors, so we each get 1 of each, but there's gonna be 1 left over.
Okay,
Like
so
emergencies.
I'm grabbing the supreme.
You hold on to the extra supreme. I'll hold on to the extra superior.
And I'll hold on to
you-
the 2
so
extra
Luke, you have
healths.
2 supremes and 1 superior then, Luke.
Yep.
So that's for the potions. Everyone subtract 2293.
Done.
For the spell scroll, Luke, 5100.
Hold on 1 sec.
Chaddington, 25
23.
grand. I'm sure you already did that.
Done.
5100. Okay.
Anything else for anyone else?
And that was just for
That was
Pardon, that was just for
potions,
the-
spell
that was-
scroll, and Chaddington
both
separate.
both spell scrolls.
One spell scroll.
What about the other one?
25 for the other one too.
25.
2500, yeah. So you can get. Were you getting? I'm sorry. Were you getting passed without a trace? I'm sorry.
Yeah, wasn't that only 240?
Yeah, 240. So that's just 240 on top of that 5100. So
All right, I'll do 24 platinum for that then.
perfect. Cool. I wasn't sure if you were doing the.
No, not
Soul
not
Cage.
yeah, no.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you all
And,
very much for your
hey,
business.
it-
Yes.
In the inventory, is that just a 7th level spell scroll and I just type in what
yes,
it is?
exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, you'll have to like keep track of what the spell is.
Okay. And then the other one, pass without
Pass without
trace.
a trace. So
Is
that,
that
I don't know if you read that or not, but it gives you for the hour, all of you
Yeah.
guys plus 10 on your stealth checks, and you can't be tracked by magical means.
yeah. Is that what level of spell scroll is that?
It's a 2nd level, so you wouldn't have to roll for it.
Okay.
Actually, it's not on your spell list, so you would have to roll for it. It's not a
Okay.
cleric spell, so yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I imagine that would be something we do like in conversation. So just let me know, and we can inspiration and guidance you, which should help. Beat a 12.
Would it be on Chaddington's spell list? Because maybe, like, come the time to use it, I just give it to him.
Druid or a ranger spell.
Ah, okay.
Is there maybe another potion shop around here?
Well, I'm sure you could find one, but we do have. widest selection of goods you could find. What were you looking for?
Just a couple more greater potions.
I think you might be out of luck if you were to look around. We do carry the bulk of the potions for Waterdeep in here and create them as well. But you could certainly poke around if you'd like to other shops.
Do you know if anybody has any Golden Gulp Ale by chance? I do love that stuff.
Oh, my eyes like perk up. Yeah.
Your head kind of just cocks aside. You could try the tavern.
You really are a smart lady. I just leave.
I wish I could say the same about you. Thank you all for your business. Again, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
We will, milady. And again, quite the impressive business.
I say, I do wish they called me a smart lady.
And out the doors you guys go with a little chime of the bell as you guys head on out. Where to now?
Do you guys want to do any more shopping, or do you want to go? Maybe Durnan has some Golden Gulp, or
I'm down to check out.
Yeah,
I
You
spent
guys
all
would
my
know
money.
that Durnan doesn't have Golden Gulp.
We could go to the tavern.
Golden Gulp is really like a very heavily centered around Golden Fields and surrounding areas.
Got it.
I still say we go to the yawning portal anyways, just to speak with him, see if he knows anything.
Anything about the old Xantarum activities?
Yeah.
Ta.
And then after that, I don't know if I need to do anything else.
Get going.
Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll after that.
Yep. To the yawning portal.
To the yawning portal you guys go. You guys make your way through the streets. You're not too far away from it. You guys are in the castle ward where it is, and you guys kind of wander through the streets, almost like it's like that kind of muscle memory. You guys kind of like, oh, make this turn here, down this one, oh, past this building, this shop here with the sign hanging off of it, and there we go. There's the yawning portal, and you guys push open the doors, and you see a nice rowdy crowd in here. The fireplace, the goblins screaming head on the wall, illuminated with a fire burning bright in it. We've got maidens going around with armfuls of mugs of ale, popping them on top of tables, and Durnan behind the bar, entertaining and talking to all the guests up there, and pouring some more frothy mugs as well. I'd imagine you guys make your way up there then, and Durnan says, "Oh, the wrecking crew! A soul rack, right? I'll get right on it." And he turns around and starts filling up some mugs for you guys, overflowing with every single dark ale behind him, and plops these foaming mugs on top of the bar for you guys. It's been quite a time. What brings you guys around these parts?
Well,
the start of the end of the world to begin with.
You don't say. You all have something to do with all this darkness, huh?
no, but we were hoping that you might know of a certain someone and group might be behind this. Do you have any info on what's going down with the Xantarum by any chance? As I'm kind of like keeping a hush-hush.
Kind of looks around. I really haven't seen many of those folks coming around here, especially not inside my bar at least. They tend to hang around down by the docks.
Yeah, we kind of figured so. Yeah, it's a shame. We, this darkness has been going on for a couple days now, and not looking good unless we figure out what is going on with them.
You think the Xantarum are behind what's going on up in the sky?
I know they are.
Well, guess you know more than me. Well, gentlemen, you need a room for the night. You need a place to stay. You want some food for your bellies.
Ooh. Food does sound good before we hit the road.
I want food. Hey!
So, Solrak, I assume so. That was it. That was a given. It wasn't really was rhetorical to you. I was kind of just asking to be
Yeah.
polite.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes. We'll get you something nice and hot. Fill up your bellies and get you out on the road. But before we do so, I gotta say, this shit's real crazy, right? The darkness and everything.
Very crazy.
Oh yeah.
Well, we
Not to scare you, but no. Gonna get crazier.
fancy you mentioned that because you know a super powerful wizard is behind this whole thing. Like you know, I feel like he may have been kind of taken where what was that wizard that kind of had his little house all the way at the bottom of that there Underdark?
Oh,
What was his name again?
Halister Blackcloak, the Mad Mage.
Yeah, yeah. We think he's we think that was some Deucium shit. BT Dubs.
That Manuel Cuckoo.
Yeah. Now we think our boy from the Zentarum, Narvi, is well, it may not have made him cuckoo, and he may be trying to make this necropoculi or some shit like that.
Whoa, Wilmer, don't use such big words around me. That seems crazy, and beyond anything old Durnan's used to, or at least these days, down in the.
Let me ask you something, Durney. If you remember, and I know it was a long time ago, but when you were down there, you didn't lose your mind a little bit. You didn't find any Deucium. You didn't maybe see a mage trying to bring upon another evil god or anything like that.
Wilmer, I saw lots of evils and monstrosities and aberrations of all sorts down there. Creatures from other planes even, but don't say I would recall seeing something along those lines. Being one of the first to ever go throughout the whole thing, traverse it, many hundreds of years ago. Old human as me, I'd say that there was some sort of deep magic in there, and it gives you a wink.
Give him an actual one-eyed wink back. And I
What's
go,
wrong with your
"Yeah,
eye, Wilmore?
I think I got like a 300-year-old human in it. It's weird. Feels odd." I kind of start looking at Durnan a little bit. That is odd, isn't it, Durney?
I've never questioned it myself, but he looks around. It keeps the beer flowing.
Fair enough, my friend. Can I tell if he's like being honest here?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, from what you can tell, he's being honest with you. It's definitely, from like what he said, he's a human, and to be centuries old and running a bar and looking as healthy and everything as him, it's quite strange, but as he says, he doesn't question it.
Burnham is played by Keith Richards, you guys, just so you know.
All right. Well,
Burnham, would you ever consider going back down there? Between you and us.
Between you and us, no reason for me to. My adventuring days are long behind me.
You're like age. No. Then the darkness could be useful.
Possibly, yes, but, I've got the tavern to keep over, watch over, and all these mouths to serve and feed, and the pour drinks inside of. Can't be going down there and fighting all sorts of crazy beasts and wandering dungeons and tunnels and caves and what have you, scouring the lands for ancient magics.
That's fair, that's fair. Now, speaking of mouths to feed, What you got on the menu today, buddy?
It's already coming out. You see just this heaping platter of like a whole turkey, just like brined and covered like with this like charred, like crusty skin, I guess you can call it, and a heaping plate of mashed potatoes right next to it, and all sorts of these like big leafy greens piled on right next to that as well. And says, "Here you go, feast on, gentlemen. This should keep your bellies nice and full."
I'll take those greens out of your face, Sorek. I know you probably won't be eating those.
I'm not even like looking at them, and I'm just like have a turkey leg in my mouth, like
Yep, I'll just.
joy.
Oh, it's always great to see you guys here. Pleasure to have you in the Wrecking Crew, or on the Yawning Portal once again.
Just say, one of the best friends we've had, Jordan.
Oh,
You're cooking. Mwah!
I've had many years of practice. What can I say?
It shows.
Thank you. Got a little something up my sleeve too. It gives you another little wink. But hey, enough with that. Enjoy your meals. I gotta go make some rounds.
Gents, what did we say? We finish up the food here, polish off these beverages, and get back on the dusty trail. Unless Charrington, you said you need to get some more ash and ointment, right?
Yeah, I think maybe a quick stop somewhere would be fantastic. Unless we don't we don't want to take a quick stop at the docks, do we? Or do we just want to?
I was wondering that. Sorek, what do you think? It wouldn't hurt to just poke over there.
Why don't me and you go take a look while Charrington go looks what he needs?
That's not a bad idea.
Just give me a favor. Try not to get into anything without me. It
Well,
would be,
I can promise myself. I can't promise a certain someone else though.
And looking around like, oh, you're talking about me? Oh, don't worry. I won't kill anyone to deserve it.
There it is.
But I said I'm not going to kill anyone.
Chaddington, you could have grabbed the stuff at the magic shop. They had all sorts of different kinds of spell components and supplies there.
all right, cool. I'm gonna get. See here, inventory, spell slot, spells. 25, 200 gold. Yeah, that's 8. 200 gold worth of eye ointment.
All right. So 8 like uses essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're getting some like ash and stuff, charcoal or whatever.
Yeah. And then like 100 gold of charcoal.
Easy peasy. Yep. You do
Right.
that real quick, and you see them still walking down the street, and you hustle around the corner to catch up with them real quick. Make your way down to the docks, and yeah, you guys make your way over to the dock ward now. It takes you just a little bit of time to
I
walk
see
down there.
Charrington, by the way, trying to catch up to us. I like start walking a little faster, struggle with his little legs.
You guys hustle on down there, and you know, it smells very fishy around here, and lots of like kind of seedier characters lingering and loitering around. You know, kind of hold your possessions a little bit closer to your body as you guys walk through this area. And as you guys get down to the docks and everything, you go down there and you see a few ships docked and moored at the piers there. And yeah, you look around for a moment, and yeah, tell me what you guys want to do.
So I'm going to, first things first, start sniffing around. Like obviously with my nose to the ground like a dog, but I'm gonna sniff around and like, if maybe I can detect something that would smell like a trace of chemicals.
Okay, make a perception check with advantage.
And I'll be looking for like the Nightshade ship, or like any like Zentarum life, or just like anything like I guess that looks suspicious.
Yeah, make a perception check. And Wilmore, anything for you?
Um, I'm more kind of looking at the ships, or no, I'm looking for like a shipmaster's like area where I could see if there's like a ship log or kind of something like that to see where the where it's come from.
Okay, yeah, go make a other perception or investigation. Solrak, starting with you as you start smelling around and everything. Your nose is picking up all sorts of wild smells around this area, but most of it is the smell of fish and like kind of seafood and all sorts of catches and just that sea breeze and saltiness around here. A lot of that, sitting around the still water of the docks around there, a lot of the sea foam and whatnot seems to gather around the base there and just kind of wafts up a lot of that smell in there. So kind of just anything that would be able to be picked up or traced like that is kind of just lost with that very heavy sea smell. But Fang, you go down and looking around, and you kind of go down to the east where Ezekiel said that he saw where he was sitting up fishing and he saw that the ship kind of leave from and whatnot. You just go down there and you look around, and with the 23 you start looking at all the names of different ships and whatnot, but you don't seem to see the Nightshade anywhere. You do though, as you look out, you are kind of just trying to follow the trail and trace of like where Ezekiel would have said that the ship would have left from. It said it was on that like furthest one east and was going out west of the sea, and then he lost it. So you just kind of like start staring out in that direction, trying to like gain any sort of bearings or idea of where it possibly could have gone out there. And as you look out there, you notice there are like a kind of cluster of rocks outside of the west in the sea. Wilmore, as you look around, you're looking for like a place where boat logs could be, or any sort of paperwork or anything like that, information about ships coming in and out. You do notice that there is like kind of a small shack situated right off the docks and like kind of pushed up against the opposite side of the street from all of that, where there's a singular window in this building. It's a small 5 by 5 foot shack almost, and the man sitting in front of there with a parchment and quill out there.
I just kind of roll right in there and said, or no, but so I kind of like see somebody in there, and I go and I find like a loose, like crate, just something that I can pick up.
Sure.
And I pick it up. I cast, I kind of look around to see if there's people like boarding ships with, like adding supplies to stuff. And then I cast mirror image on myself. I'm sorry, not mirror, disguise self, to like look like, like I'm a dock worker. Like I'm there looking for ships to put stuff on. And I just kind of walk in there and go, "Hey, where's the Nightshade? I have some cargo."
Yeah. Oh, the Nightshade
today.
Goes down and goes to his parchment machine, starts going down it, pulls out a magnifying glass and is looking down it. Oh yeah, Nightshade hasn't docked here in the last 10 days.
Last 10 days? When's it supposed to be back?
Oh, how should I know? Ships come, ships go.
No help of you. And I kind of kick out. And then just kind of walk back to the guys and just go, "I don't know."
Yeah. You walk back to the guys, and you see that Fang is still kind of like intently looking out into the water, into the direction of like where the ship might have sailed, and like the rocks littered out there.
What you looking at, buddy?
I stand next to Fang too, and I start looking out too, just to see if I can. What the hell he's looking at?
Yeah, I mean, everything's quite far away from you, and it's kind of hard to make out. You see, like, some rock formations jutting out of the ocean, but you can't really see, like, exactly, You see it far away as kind of black specks in the water.
I'm wondering if perhaps those rocks out there are the isles that Narvi and the rest of the Xantarum may be going to check whatever it is that they're doing over there. I think that's probably where we have to go with the 9 cubes.
I think that's really, 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 really in the ocean. I think that just may be some rocks, guys. Or maybe they're doing something else there.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
you're right. 'Cause first thought was that maybe the ship makes sense because the ship is getting there, but the way Lil Zeke described it sounded like that ship disappeared. It sailed anyway. Transported.
it would have
The
headed
name of the
right.
ship was the Nightshade, so maybe it has some kind of cover spell or something.
Kind of like where your head's at, Sorek. But it does seem as if the ship was seen here, it would have headed in the direction of those rocks, per what Zeke had said.
That does make sense. Addington, you're the new smart one. But Fang, though,
Just trying to
makes
think of a simple way to see. Maybe there's something out there. You know?
I'm wondering if maybe they that ship guy that you were just talking to, maybe he knows what those rocks are. Why don't you ask him?
We can give it a shot, but he didn't seem like the type of person that would help out with that information, but
Yeah, I understand that, but he at least might know the terrain.
the terrain. Okay, let's give it a shot. And then I'll turn myself back into my person and pick up a box and go back in there.
Alright, yeah, you
Just kind of like fling it open and be like, "Someone told me they went out there to them rocks. What is the ship still there? What's going on?"
over the rocks over yonder, and he kind of just points out to the speck of stones out there. What's that got to do with anything?
Well, they told me the ship was there. Is that where it goes?
Yeah,
What
I
is
mean,
over there anyway?
It's a little cluster of rocks. Ships should probably stay away from those, if anything.
God, you're no good. I shut the door. I kind of go back to everybody, and I go, I think if anything, maybe there is some sort of spell on those rocks, because most ships wouldn't be going towards them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe it does teleport you somewhere, perhaps to a different plane.
Well, I mean, there's only one way to find out. I start looking for a boat. And I actually, as I'm looking around, I kind of look at Fang and go, "Don't we have a boat?"
We
That's
do
good.
have a boat. Let's see. I just kind of like look around real quick, and I go over to like the nearest that's nearest and most open point of water from like the dock, and just drop our folding boat in there.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh yeah. And I just kind of snap at it and go rampoo, and it opens right up.
And all these different flaps out of this box just start unraveling and folding into different directions until you finally have a full-fledged boat plopped and floating in the water right in front of you.
Shall we, gents?
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Okay. You guys head on into the water then and begin sailing on out. You tell me what you'd like to do. As you guys are sailing on out, you see a couple ships, of course, making their way back in there. Some from the north, one from the south. But you guys are heading straight out west, it seems, right now. In the direction of those rocks, which are quite far away, at least a mile or so.
It's kind of on our way to the rocks. Just kind of. It's about an hour, you said?
Yeah, about.
Can I change some attunements, maybe?
Sure. If you're not controlling the ship at all, sure.
I am not controlling the ship, and I am going to take off my rod and put on my Dawn Soul.
Ooh.
And forget this ship would have like levels, right? Like at the top too.
There is a room off the back of it, but there's not a. There's a description for you. There's not levels. There's a room off the back, but then there's, of course, a roof to the back room, but it's not like another room on top of that.
Like a little tower where you can like perch on like.
I don't think it has something like that, but it has
Yeah, I think like a
rowing
crow's
seats,
nest.
5 seats of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, a deck cabin, and a mast with a square sail. So I mean, the mast you could climb up it if you wanted to.
I'm gonna climb up there. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, leave me to row. That's okay. Thanks, guys.
I'll come back
I'm
down.
just
I
sitting there,
promise.
just like looking at
Yeah,
the Dawn Soul
that's
rocking my boat.
that's
Like,
what
yep.
that's what I thought, Solrak.
Just holding the crystal in your
But
hand.
I'm coming up there because I'm accessing memory of when I was younger, and I would be small enough where I could climb around like a little monkey around boats and stuff, and I would go out with my dad. And he being the king, me being the prince, we're not supposed to sneak off by ourselves, but he would take me fishing. He would say he needs me to be his lookout. In reality, he was doing all the work. I would just climb up in the tower, feel like the wind. He just wanted an excuse to hang out with his boy, and I would just hang out, feel the wind, and just look at the sun, have a great times. So, but I don't know. Next time I'm going to be in a boat or a situation like this, I might die soon. Get up there and I feel the wind, and I just kind of reminisce of that moment for 5 or 10 minutes, and I make my way back down Fang Row.
Yeah. Your dad was doing the medieval fantasy equivalent of handing your little brother a Nintendo controller that's not plugged into the system.
Yes,
Second player.
you're playing.
And yeah, you're just participating, but he's happy to be along there with you and just have his boy with him, like you mentioned. And as you are looking out there, you notice Fang rowing heavily by himself and sweating right now. He's patting on his forehead and the top of his bald head to get some of that shininess away. You hop down though and you help him on that as Wilmore's focused deeply, intently on these items. But you guys are rapidly approaching these rocky channel as you guys sail on.
As Solrak would have gotten back down after I've just been like double oaring and sweating my ass off. As soon as he comes to pick up the oar, with both of them venturing off to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do while we're sailing, I said, "Good, my time. I get 10 minutes," and I climb up to the to the top and just sit there. And I'm just not doing anything. I'm just lounging, kind of wipe off the sweat from my bald head, and I'm just kind of like watching Solrak bust his ass. And I smile as I get pleasure from that. And I do that for about 10 minutes or so. And then I climb back down, catch my breath,
As I
and
see Fang doing something like that, I just think to myself, man, pretty spiteful for this, the worst priest ever. That row. I'm a strong motherfucker. Mind rowing.
You guys keep on rowing and rowing, and eventually, you know, about an hour later or so, you come into range of this rocky cluster, and the water and everything, you know, hasn't been too rough on you guys on this travel. You guys are coming out of like an inlet and just kind of into the open sea, so not like deep into the wild ocean quite yet. But yeah, you guys start coming across, you know, approaching that rocky channel.
I'm gonna take a look at to see if I see anything like boats, anything other than rocks.
Does
You can make a
does like
perception
the
check.
water? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Does like the water, like around the rocks, like, is there anything weird about it? Is it breaking like perfectly? Does it all make sense?
You can make an investigation roll if you want, or yeah. Sorry, I can make a perception. Okay, so Sorek, you look around and you notice that it's quite a decent amount of like these large, dark-colored kind of rocks just kind of jutting out of the ocean, and water splashing upon them, and the mist and haze around the area just kind of, you know, is a bit heavy and lingering on around your guys' ship and around the surface of the sea. And as you guys are getting closer and closer and approaching that, and you are watching them, you don't seem to like notice anything Solrak out of the ordinary or kind of really catches your eye until the ship kind of comes up a bit further and out of the mist a little bit. It's still gray mist surrounding you guys. Wilmore seems to notice through that a bit of like a ethereal shimmer in the mist. As you guys push up a bit further, you start to see a large rock formation emerging from that mist not far away from that area. It's still kind of obscured by the mist and the haze, but you do see like a large rock jutting out of the ocean in your vicinity.
It look kind of like a black iceberg type thing.
Essentially, kind of, you know, a bit more, you know, it's like dark, but it's not like necessarily black. But yeah, it's almost like an iceberg sticking out, but you know, obscured by the haze and the fog. You can't make out any features on it or anything like that.
I'm gonna check my compass real quick.
Yeah, you pull out your compass and you start checking out, seeing if there's any sort of magic pinging around from anywhere, and you do seem to pick up some sort of divination magic pulling in from here.
Divination magic.
I believe it would be divination. I could be wrong.
That's like future stuff.
Or yeah, I think it would be. Let me double check that. It'd be transmutation, actually.
Transmutation.
Yes. Wait, give me. I got something else. Another one says conjuration online.
Okay, but it's not divination. It's
Yes.
it's like trickery kind of. Side note: how does true sight work? Because I mean, it says secret doors hidden by magic and see into the eternal plane.
Yeah,
Like I can just see what's real.
essentially.
All right, you know what? With all this stuff going on, I'm gonna reach in my pocket. I'm gonna cast True Sight. Put my little goops on my eyes. Just kind of start looking around in the all
Love it.
around.
Yeah, you see that little bit of a shimmer that just barely catches your eye, enough for you to just notice it, but like it vanishes in that moment. But then you're You're like, I need to see what's really there. And you start rubbing this ointment on your eyes and muttering these arcane words to yourself. And you see shimmering around to the side of this large stone just seems to be this large portal, a gate of sorts, that you can see through the other end of it, and it's in an labyrinth of some sort of cavern with water pouring inside of it as well. And as you see next to that shimmering field, this portal, you see this rock shape come into formation now, and this rock is in the shape of a giant skull situated next to, hidden and obscured by the mist and the haze. But right next to it, you see the shimmering field that they completely lost to the naked eye.
I kind of put my, because I'm assuming Fang and Solrak are rowing, and I kind of like put my hands next to them and be like, guys, and they see like I just have like big globs of what looks like whale fat just like on my eyes, but my eyes are open, and it just looks like it really fucking hurts, but it doesn't. And I'm staring ahead, and it's like, guys, if we, I think that goes to Skullport. Is this what we really want to do right now?
I think we take this into consideration. Kind of remember our bearings at this very moment and head back on our way to Candledeep. I don't think we were fully prepared for all of this. And I think we got to keep on the mission that we were meant to do at this very moment.
Or we go in there and shake some heads, but they might not like us.
I mean, I did just get that pass without a trace scroll. I could maybe always buy another one if we're done. After this.
Down for an adventure if you guys are. Double-eyed wink. Both of them.
Receive it.
What do you think, Chaddington?
As much as I want to go in there and see exactly what's down there, I kind of look at us all and I go, I think we'll stick out a little bit. If we go down there, we'll have to go in sly like the town folk, because from everything I understand, it's scoundrels and subterranean races, and 2 humans and a halfling might just stick out a little bit there, unless we're kind of dressed like we're Xantarum or something.
You're saying we need a disguise.
If we're gonna go down there, we absolutely need a disguise. Or we go down there and kill some Xantarum and take their stuff. And that could be our disguise.
Duh.
Or we go to Candlekeep and get another artifact.
I think that's our best bet.
Back here, but it doesn't make sense to come back here, I feel like.
Why not?
Just want to keep it moving at that point.
So, what exactly does your Dawn Scroll do, Chaddington? Dawn Soul.
Oh, this thing? It's kind of like start passing it back and forth. It's like, well, I think it kind of harnesses light in one really big, powerful thing per day. But
You
I
think it
don't
would
think
have
this is
any
safe.
benefit? You don't think it would have any benefit against the Xantarum?
I think it's kind of like Soul Rack stuff, where it does really well on undead, fiends, that kind of stuff. I don't think it does anything special to people.
Because I was just wondering if maybe the the Nether Scroll, it would be of any sort of benefit to us if we had it upon going in. If it doesn't, then I suppose we could, adventure down on in there.
I think it's a
Yes,
now or never situation, so it just depends. on
I
you.
don't agree with that. I don't think it's a never situation, if we don't do it now.
You guys have been looking for Skullport for a long time, so I feel like, no worries in having to wait a little bit longer, especially with the timeline you guys have in mind, I would just say.
Yeah, because at the end, we find ourselves in Daggerford, right? And Waterdeep's how far from Daggerford?
Not too far. It's closer to Waterdeep than Neverwinter is to Waterdeep.
So I'm leaving
we've
them to you
determined-
guys. I'm always down to battle. For me.
I mean, we
Leave
could
you
always
guys
just
to do
poke
the
our
work
heads
for
in
me.
a little bit.
Nice. Drop a little smile to Fang.
It seems like I am outnumbered here.
I mean, look. We take a quick peek, see if maybe we find that ship, and burn it down and run out, or
I was gonna suggest maybe you go in there invisible, but then Narvi would know that you're on
What about
his
Sandy?
tail.
You fly in there, maybe?
Sanity's not out right now.
Alright, I mean, what's a look gonna do? If we're committing or not committing, I don't think a look's gonna do anything unless we just go full send.
That's right. That's why Fang doesn't just search dead bodies. He robs them too, because he believes in commitment with him.
That's where you went with that.
I'm with you. I am agreeing with you, Fang. Shh.
How many days have passed since the mood came down? Just one or two?
It's just that you guys are on the second day.
Well, if we're only on the second day, I mean,
With,
you got plenty of time.
7 days of travel down to Candlekeep. Who knows how far to Anarok, and then back across the continent into the Isles. Just keeping it in mind.
It's a long time, guys. We can do it now. Come on.
Oh, that's not what I was saying. Do what you want.
Maybe
The road ends. It's all good.
yeah, maybe we stay on par for now, but at least we know how to get to Skullport.
This is follow the rocks. Alright, let's get out of here then. Start
Oh
rolling
my
away.
god. Thank you.
Welcome. Bro.
I could just have, we could just have Dell meet us out here.
Yes, but let's
Shout
get
out
away
holler.
from the stall, so something was in.
Yeah, why don't we just head back over and start floating down to Candlekeep?
Sounds good.
Alright, so you guys paddle your way out of the mist of this rocky isles and heading back towards Waterdeep, or are you guys calling Dell?
Whichever's the fastest way.
Both. Yeah, I mean, you guys have to paddle like an hour back. Dell could certainly just pick you guys up if you wanted to do that, so.
We just picked this up.
Alright. Yeah, Fang, you send a message to him?
Yeah, I pull out my sending stone. Hey, Dell, we are just off the coast of Waterdeep. You could come pick us up. Just look for some rocks, and then you'll see us on a tiny little boat.
Oh, you going doing some fishing? I see. Okay. Yes, we'll go ahead
Something
and
like
pick you
that.
up. We'll be right there. Here, we'll click, and you guys kind of sit here for a moment waiting for him. Anything you guys do in that time?
I pull out the circlet that we had found in the ah, down in like where we just were with the sun radiating from it, and just
Yeah,
kind of observe it, study it.
sure. You gonna sit like for an hour and observe it?
Yeah, I guess until Dell picks us up,
Sure.
if I can within that time.
Yeah. Yeah, you just go and sit here and you observe this thing for a little bit of time, and you start picking up that there seems to be some sort of magic radiating off of it. Um, and after spending an hour focusing your energy on it, you do notice that if you were to, adorn this, placing it on your head, you could daily cast the Scorching Ray spell radiating from that gem on the center of it. It's a circlet of blasting.
Blasting.
Yep.
Let's see. What does that do? Scorching ray.
Yeah, Scorching Ray. It's 3 attacks, and each attack does 2d6 damage. So you have to roll for each attack. You can do 3 different targets on it, or all at the same target, or 2 and 1. But yeah, and it's got a 120-foot range.
And I can do that. Hold on, you
Once
do
a
so
day.
with it. So, hold on, it would be 3 additional attacks. Is that what you're saying?
The spell does 3 attacks.
Whoopsies. The spell does 3 attacks.
Yeah, but that's what Scorching Ray is. It's 3 rays of fire that you shoot out. So for each ray of fire, you roll an attack,
Gotcha.
and each one does 2d6 damage.
And you said that can only be done once a day.
Correct. Yeah, it's not an attunement item, so
Oh, it's not.
no.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so you can literally just wear it and
Fuck yeah.
all good.
But yeah, I also would have got some
Blasting.
incense at the magic shop.
Yeah,
Forgot.
you can do that. However much you need.
Okay.
They got all the Nog Champa. But Dell and the Funky Homo Sapiens, they pick you guys up, and you guys get the ship boxed back up once again. The ladder gets thrown off the edge, and you guys begin to climb on up it and make your travels. And as you guys climb on up, Dell would look over. And where to now, gentlemen?
I think Candlekeep.
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 What's the magic word to get this boat?
Ah, good. Rampu.
So, come on up there.
Awesome. Alright, well, with 7 days of travel, first, is there anything that you guys... Let me know if there's something that you want to do in this 7 days altogether. But without that, or with that, we will start doing our rolls.
Oh yeah. I'm
Day
So,
1, grinding silver.
Alright.
so
I want to talk to Dawnbringer and learn about like the past and if before me.
Okay.
It's a long time, but that shit.
Yeah, and then... Will, what were you going to say?
So first I get everybody together for a little powwow. And we're all gonna kind of sit around for an hour, do my little seance thing, and I'm gonna get legend lore out of it.
Ooh. Okay.
And then, I don't know, you can go ahead and talk to your sword, Solrak.
Legend Lore is 5th level, so do you have enough people around to do so?
Fang, Soul Rack, Brutus, Cuomo, and one of the guards. Or
Yeah,
just
okay, yeah, so you
3
can
guards.
do up to level 5. Yep, okay. I was just
Yep,
making sure
yep,
that,
yep. It's up to my whatchamacallit.
proficiency bonus.
Yeah, proficiency bonus.
Gotcha, cool. Alright, you get that legend lore stored inside Fillmore's skull, ready for you to cast that at will. Silrak, you begin to talk to Dawnbringer a bit. Go ahead and how's this combo go?
Yeah. So I'm sitting down. I'm gonna actually go into my chamber. I've been sleeping, and I'm gonna have Brutus there with me, and I'm actually gonna reach into my bag of holding
Mm-hmm.
and pull out painting of the chief, put it on the wall.
Awesome.
Sit there, Brutus, chief, staring at me, quite judgmentally. And I'm gonna summon Dawnbringer. In this dark room, she'll be the one's lighting it. Dawnbringer spent a lot of time in the darkness. Can you tell me about your life before that?
Well, I mean, yeah,
What kind of
certainly.
creatures did
Oh, I mean, no, being a relic of Lathander, of course, we were designed and used against many creatures of the undead and fiends and aberrations of sorts and all sorts of things from the abyss and from the Undermountain and Underdark and all sorts of vile creatures and things unholy, if you will.
What was your life like with your master? Man,
Oh,
that's what.
my life with my master was wonderful. Coralon, the moon elf, who was my old owner, may he rest in peace. Well, we had many adventures together, and wandering throughout the lands and going to the Underdark and fighting various creatures of the Underdark and vampires even, and strange undead creatures. But he unfortunately lost his life to such creatures, and I was lost in the darkness for quite some time until, well, I was found by other creatures of darkness, those vile hunt lords that you all laid to rest eventually, and well, they were summoned by the demon lord Orcus to almost make a mockery of Lathander and the way of light and dawn and shudder me away and hide me in a dark and scary place, and shudder thinking about it.
Sound terrifying, but don't worry. Never return to that life. Is there anything? Know what we're up against now. Anything that you can think back to help us. Future battles. Anything at all. Any clue. Anything that you remember.
You mean just in terms of fighting and eradicating undead, or what did you have in mind?
In terms of finding evil Narvi and the Ducium, it'd be good. Tracking down certain evils. You might have heard of this type of evil before.
I can't say per se on how to track or find such evils. I am capable of slaying and killing them and laying them to waste, but finding them it's a whole other part of the journey.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me so much about yourself.
Of course.
Is there anything you ever want to know? You can read my mind, so.
No, you're quite it's like a book with a very well illustrated cover. I can read you exactly as you are, just peering into you right there at surface level. I can tell that, heart of gold, uh, muscles of bronze and steel, and uh, you have a big character in you, Solrak, and lots of heart. Even though around those you try to maybe hide it a bit, but I can see right through it, and it's a beautiful thing. Something that more should see.
Oh, you tell anyone, I'll kill you. Then I shake my fist at it.
Oh, please don't.
That's it.
All right, Solrak or Fang rather,
All right. I'm grinding gold or silver.
go for it. And then with that, I will need everyone after this to roll a survival check for first day of travel.
Ah, fuck you. 7.
7. So what do we say you usually get? It's like 100 or something worth. You get 20 or you get 17 gold pieces worth of silver. But that's 7. Survivals though.
16.
16. Oh, let me pull up my thing.
Oh my god.
Fang, did you roll survival?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
And so once
There we go.
once Solrek's done talking to himself, I asked him to come out, and I go, buddy, it's I think it might be time we poke back a little bit. If you're down, and I kind of take off my my headband of intellect and I hand it to him, and I go, I'm gonna need you to be the smartest Solrak around, if you don't mind. Pretty much asking you to put it on and kind of attune to it.
Question is, what do I attune to? I guess I will go off my belt of hill giant strength for now. That on?
Do we still have that that manticore cape we found in the sewers? Or that letter? Or did
No,
Fang have it?
we
I
had-
thought somebody had it.
Cloak of the Mana Ray.
Yeah.
That's for
Alright.
underwater.
I go get your ass too. And I kind of take the cloak from you and I say, guys, I just need you to trust me here for a second. And I kind of sit
What was
everybody
the
down.
head thing again?
It's, I mean, you're just gonna have it for a second. It just adds +4 to intellect. It's what is it, the the headband of intellect. So while I set everything up, Solrak attunes to the headband of intellect. And then I kind of usher everybody into the room, and in front of them is a spell book, the cloak of the manta ray, the letter on top, and I go, I think it's time we reach out to an old friend of ours. And I sit down and I put my hand on Solrak's back, and I sit Fang down across and go, I think you're gonna meet somebody that you'll probably hate, but it's okay. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna need you to read this, buddy, and that's gonna be Bardic Inspiration. I'm gonna cast Guidance, and then I'm gonna help him read the scrying spell from my spell book that I got.
Oh, you're gonna do scrying.
Yeah.
Okay, and Solrak is gonna do it. He's not a spellcaster.
Can he read it from the book though, with all the things that I gave him?
Yes, well, we can certainly try, but yeah, we'll try it.
Is it better if I do it without Bardic Inspiration, help, and all the other stuff, or? I don't know how.
Without, I don't know, maybe not, but we can certainly give it a try.
All right. Although no, because I can have scrying in 5th, so I could just do it myself without any of that.
Without having to roll anything, yeah. If scrying is a bard or a warlock spell, then yeah.
I think it's a bard spell. So then never mind.
Let's
Aye.
see, let's double check that.
Dangle your headband
Yeah,
back.
it's
So you mean you want this back? And I start dangling it.
I cast suggestion. Give me back my fucking headband. But yeah, so everybody comes in. There's the book. There's the mantra and everything, and I just read the scrying spell, and I kind of reach out to Luke Ganj to see where he is, what he's doing,
Oh,
Okay.
how's life.
I hear him in this bird.
Yeah, we're all in the same room together, so it's me sitting in front of a book with all of his personal possessions, and you guys are just kind of standing there.
It's like, is he asking for Luke Ganj? Like, cover my nose in case he shows up.
Alright. Let's see. Okay,
I'm
so
just gonna put my headband back on because I never gave it to him then if I didn't have to.
he can make a save against this.
Yeah, but he's got negatives.
So yeah, it's a -4. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Luke Ganj.
Kind of hard right now.
Yeah, I would have I have a +5 that if the target, or no, never mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. If
You see here. Well, you know the target.
yeah, okay. So regardless, you cast this out, and okay. And for a moment, as you start to cast this, you start to see a vision apparate in your mind's eye. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, this is just one.
Just Wilmore.
11.
11. Okay. You start to see haze in your mind's eye wipe away, and out of that, you see a underground grotto. Rough-hewn walls dug out, water dark and almost sewage-like, splashing onto some rocks. And then, over top of those rocks, shrouded in darkness, you see a figure just kind of hovering over it, with wings spread wide, and just vibrating and humming in place, wrapped in this white, scaly flesh. And then, all of a sudden, as you see this, it's just staring out into space and opened, and not paying any attention to surroundings or anything, almost like in a meditative state, just suspended in air. Suddenly, from your perspective, you see this three-eyed Luke Ganj. His head goes down in the direction of where you were just looking, and you feel this massive blast on your mind as you take 14 points of psychic damage, and that image is sundered away.
Or
You said he was underground?
What it appeared was, if you looked up, there was cavern ceilings, cavern walls, and the water all around looked like murky, dark. almost like sewage filth.
Well, gentlemen, I can tell you, I don't think he's a Daggerford. I think Usif has him in Skullport.
So we could have saved him.
Well, if he's been alive this entire time, you know, we probably have a little bit more time, so to say.
It's all right. People don't care about birds either.
Wilmore, another thing that you saw in the area too, just from your perspective, was kind of low by the waters. You could see a couple of large, just alien-like creatures with big claws, almost like giant, like crab or lobster claws, and tentacles emerging from their faces as well. Just kind of skittering about on those rocks and the small bits of land, pushing their way
Oh,
out
so
of
they're
the
not like
water.
humanoid. They were like.
No. Far
Well,
from
that's
it.
certainly interesting. Just kind of take that in with me. Well, where are we off to, gentlemen?
Need a D4 from everyone.
Well,
Un.
And 2 of these are progress, 1 to encounter.
Well,
Bless
the
you.
one will be encounter then.
So,
3.
5 and 1 then. All right. Anything else that you guys need to do this day? It's pretty much the end of the day.
Nope.
All right, so you guys can take a long rest then. Let's see.
Hold on, right before I am going to cast Legend Lore. Never describe a person. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Legend Lore on what's the name of that place we're going to again? Not Castle. Or actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it now. Do it
Okay.
later.
Sure. So you guys can take a long rest then. Let's see if we can knock out the travel real quick, like the rolls before we call it a night. So day 2, let's survival checks. And if you guys like,
So
wanna
I'm gonna
jump
go
in-
back and
yeah.
I'm gonna go back and scry Legend Lore each day, so we could
Okay.
we
16.
Sure.
could do all this and then we could do that later. But
Sure. Yeah, just go ahead and roll those survival checks.
I guess we'll do that
Oh, I'm
with my
sorry.
silver grinding as well.
Yeah, we can do that.
survival, my bad.
We'll see. You know, if the
8.
counter hits before you guys make it all the way, then we'll stop.
Right. 8.
Ooh,
Yeah,
8,
because if we just make all the way, then we could just do that.
14, so that's 12.
What's our average have to be
14.
above?
They're different tiers. So this is the average for this
38.
is 38 divided by
Thir-
3 is 9 or
12
no,
and 2/3.
So that is roll D4 everyone, and that's 1
2.
towards progress, 2 towards encounter.
Alright, so
5,
3
2.
goes towards progress.
Okay, so
it's neck and neck.
all right, let's do it again. Survival checks, please. Day 3.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
24.
That's solid.
Oh,
11. And then Sorak was 9 on yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thir-
that's 35.
44.
44 divided by 3 is
14 and 2/3.
14. Yeah, just
yeah, I'm gonna switch out my my attunements too.
cool.
Like one of these
D4
days.
from everyone. 1 towards progress, 2 towards encounter. You're 1 under what you needed to get to.
Damn, y'all. I'm whipping out an at 20 and that happened.
Yep.
3.
3, 1, and 2. So I guess 3.
So we'll do 3 towards
total.
progress.
Yeah, 3 for each one of them.
Oh, man.
Okay, day 4. Let's do it. Survival check.
Oh, and a 19, 23. There we
Nice.
go. Damn, I like how we get it in 2 rolls.
Good buddy.
Well, 21, nice.
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
All these towards encounter.
All of them? Fuck
All of
yeah.
them.
Oh, and a
Or
4.
towards progress, not encounter. Progress.
I say encounter.
I was
That's
like,
like,
what?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought we did good.
Other way, my bad.
4.
6, 9.
big one.
Damn. A
Ooh,
couple
that,
big dogs.
that was a good one, guys. That was very much needed. Go ahead and survival check again.
And then watch. We'll shit the bed. Yep, 6.
Wait, I'm gonna use my lucky. I'm gonna use the lucky.
Okay, yeah, certainly you
I'm
can do
gonna use
that.
the lucky.
I'll allow it.
Oh, here's my lucky as
11.
well.
Nice.
Whatever.
11, 6, so that's 17.
Uh-oh.
Less
Much
than like
time.
what 2 of you guys rolled last time. Ooh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
God.
is
26.
26 divided by 3 is 8.
8 and 2/3.
Yeah, so all 3 towards encounter.
Yay!
Balance,
Oh,
baby.
fucking A. 3.
Ones. Fuck a 4. God damn it. It's like a
Damn, it is. This is nuts.
All right. So Wilmer, what were you gonna do? You're gonna scry again. Fang, you're grinding metal. Go ahead and roll that check real quick.
Hell yeah. Athletics. There we go. It's a little better. 14.
Oh, if it's
14, yeah. So you get 60 gold pieces worth.
Sheesh.
Okay. With that, you guys are traveling on the. This is 4th day of travel. So 4 days have been completed. This is on the 5th day now. As you guys are traveling through the afternoon, the darkness of the afternoon, Wilmore, you hear a distant, eerie moan come across the night sky, or the darkness of the sky, rather.
spooky. Can't hear you for talking.
Who's Solrak? Or me?
Or you.
I wasn't talking, but
Oh, okay.
as you guys hear that Wilmer, and you just kind of say spooky. Everyone just kind of looks around at you for a moment, and then through the darkness of the clouds, you guys see 4 different kinds of figures of these almost look like flying stingrays with bestial aberration type alien faces flying through the black clouds and screeching this eerie moan down at you guys and burning in their eyes. We'll pick it up here the next time we get together, but you guys sound so crazy.
Another
like
cliffhanger, baby!
Oh yeah. Send that to the game log. You guys can see what he looks like, or what they all look
Ooh.
like. You guys see these wild
pretty.
barbed tails whipping off the back of these flying stingrays with sharp
Damn.
teeth and some kind of strange face protruding from the front of it, and pincers coming off of that as well. They seem to be flying right at you guys as they come out of the black clouds, and yeah, we'll roll initiative next time we all get together.
That looks like something from
Right,
Kurt
Mr.
the Cowardly
Villain.
Dog.
It kind of does. I can see that. Awesome. Well,
It reminds me too much of Steve Irwin.
I mean, with that barbed tail, I mean, you definitely get it big time.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is
Hi,
it
John.
for tonight. Great game. Lots of fun role playing going down in Waterdeep. And of course, you got to have a solid shopping session every now and then. Glad you guys re-upped on things, made some money, got some insight, and yeah, you guys kind of know about how to get to Skullport now and what's going on down there. So we'll figure out what you guys get into the next time with these cloakers, these stingray-like beasts. The next time we're all together. With that, guys, have a nice night. Take it easy, take that short rest, and look out for those goblins under the stairs.
Peace.
Peace out. Later.
See ya.